Hello friends, and welcome back to the Solo Promoter YouTube channel. My name is Grant. It's a pleasure to have you here watching along. Before we get going, I want to send a special thank you out to all the Golden Circle channel members who help make the videos on this channel possible. If you'd like to find out about the Golden Circle, click that join button. At the very least, I hope that you will subscribe or maybe give this video a like. Well, welcome back to the Ice Maker Chronicles. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We are back with the Ice Maker Chronicles, and super excited to be doing so. This is a superhero role-playing game that I am playing solo. It is the old Marvel Superheroes FASERIP from TSR game. I am playing sort of a combination between the basic and the basic revised. It's really basic revised, but we are not veering into advanced in any way. And if you have watched all the previous Ice Maker Chronicle videos, which are available in a playlist, which will be on the Solo Promoter YouTube channel, you will know that we were playing it tabletop, but we're going to make a few changes because I think making these changes will actually make me play the game more. We are going to use Foundry Virtual Desktop. That's what we are using. I have spent some time getting the Foundry Virtual Tabletop all hooked up and ready to go. And you can see that I have all the universal table results down here, and all the way up to here. I have just a general universal table roll macro. And then we will still be using the Mythic Game Master Emulator deck and the Adventure Crafter deck. But we're going to try things out just playing them totally on Foundry. So we will see how that works. So that's the first change. The second change is the map you see here on the desktop. If you remember, if you've been watching all the original Ice Maker Chronicles, you know that the story took place in San Francisco. Well, I am changing it to take place in sort of this Marvel superheroes role-playing game map. Now, I got this from Classic Marvel Forever, and what this image is all the maps that sort of came with the different game editions and different game sets all stitched together. And they did a pretty good job stitching them together. But we're going to use this as sort of our base of operations for the Ice Maker. In addition to that, if you have not watched any of the Ice Maker Chronicles from before, that's fine. This is an excellent jumping point. In just a second, I'm going to get you all caught up on the story so far. So if you're just trying this out, this is a good video to jump on. This is going to continue the story already in motion, but it's also just going to sort of be a one-shot. So we'll see how that goes here in just a second. But let me tell you a little bit about the story so far. So this is our lead character. His name is Darren Morgan. He is the Ice Maker. That is his superhero name. He is a cyborg that can shoot, has sort of control of ice. You can see sort of his stats here, but his powers are he has resistance to poison. He can roll for extra attacks, which I have to remember to do when we get into combat. I will genuinely probably forget to do that. He's got an ice ranged attack and water breathing. And with his ice ranged attack, he can also ensnare people, as well as throwing like just sort of snowballs, we call them ice cubes, at his opponent. That's it. He is 13 years old. He is a student. He's a reporter for the school paper. But the interesting thing about Darren is that he is a robot, a humanoid robot, and he was created by the Dynatron Corporation. And what happens is when he goes home, and I'll show you that in just a second, he sort of plugs in like sort of a Roomba. And they have programmed, the Dynatron Corporation have programmed all these thoughts into his memory banks that he sort of has a mom and dad, they live at home and all this kind of stuff. So as far as he knows, he's just a regular kid who has like these crazy powers. He doesn't quite know that he is a robot that was built by this corporation. When he goes home and walks through the door, he sort of just loses all, he sort of goes into sleep mode, and then these implants are programmed in. And Dipna Miles is sort of the lead Dynatron tech who's working on this. We haven't explored this story a lot, but this is sort of the background. So if we zoom in a little bit on the map here, you will see that I have Darren's house right here. It's an apartment building. So Darren's house is in here. And then this is the school that he goes to, Sargent Memorial School. I may have had a different name at one point. But anyway, so with Darren being a reporter on the school newspaper, he kind of investigates things that happen in the city. And one of the very first things that happened when we were playing is that there was, let me zoom out of here and zoom back in. There was a art museum was crushed. So I've put a little thing over here, and this museum was crushed. And the interesting thing was the security footage shows the villain Rhino walking up to the front door and then leaving. And then hours later, the building got crushed. We are not sure what the Rhino is doing. And in fact, Darren was kind of programmed not to investigate that any further, but I did not want to leave that dangling. So that is still a thing. And then in a later episode, we found out that there was a warehouse down at the docks that was also crushed. Now, also in here, Darren did a little snooping around, a little investigating, and he found a boomerang that belonged to the villain Boomerang within the rubble. This warehouse also made, it was like a warehouse factory, and they made ship engines. If I am remembering that correctly, I'm pretty sure, ship engines. And so, but that was crushed. And so that's where we find Darren right now. He is sort of just investigating in the area, trying to not bring too much attention to himself. And he walks along here. He's just kind of looking around, looking for clues. Yes, I know, a 13-year-old down at the docks. And he comes across this abandoned warehouse. But as he's kind of walking by, he sees several, we'll call them thugs, unloading a giant crate off the back of the truck and taking it into this abandoned warehouse. Now, the interesting thing is, as they are talking, Darren overhears the thugs saying, "All right, be careful, don't jostle it too much. You don't want to wake him up." So Darren knows pretty well that there is someone in this crate. And Darren has a thought of always doing right. So he wants to help whoever is in this crate that's being taken into this warehouse by these thugs. So we are going to switch over right now to the warehouse and see what happens. All right, so welcome to this little one-shot for the Ice Maker now that we're all caught up. Darren has seen these guys drive the truck has driven away, but the forklift gone this way. And he is outside of this warehouse right now, and he is going to try and save whoever is in this crate. So there is one thug out here. He is a thug with a gun. And so Darren is kind of sneaking up here. Let me zoom out a little bit and let me get Darren's character sheet open. So Darren is trying to sneak up through the gate. We're going to say the gate is open just a little bit. But there is sort of this thug out here. And we're going to see if the thug kind of notices Darren. If he noticed him coming down the street. We'll do sort of a sneaking check here in a second. But for right now, we are going to see if if Darren is noticed. Now we're going to open the Mythic Game Master emulator here, and we're going to ask a fake question. And the fake question is, did the thug guarding the gate see Darren as he was coming down the street? All right, and we're going to say the chaos rank is 5. We are going to say that unsure. So this is like a 50-50 sort of roll. So let's see what happens here. We will click this, click over here, and did the thug guarding, which I spelled horribly incorrectly, guarding the gate, see Darren as he was coming down the street? So the answer is no. He did not see Darren coming down the street. So Darren is kind of sneaking up behind him. I am going to make Darren make an agility check. We're going to say he's right about here. But he's got to be sort of 3 spaces to do his projectiles. We're just going to see if he is agile enough to sort of sneak in. Now, I will say that Darren does not have sort of great agility. But the problem here is that if this guard kind of notices him, this guard could alert the other guards or the other thugs, and we don't want that. So we are going to roll here on the agility to see if he can sneak up there. He's got a pour, so we're going to see what happens. I'm going to open up the chat window again. Ooh, he rolls a white. So the guard does notice him. So what we're going to do is we are going to enter some combat. Okay, so let's roll initiative here. We are going to roll first for Darren. And we'll roll here. Darren rolls an 8. And then we will roll for... All right, we're going to roll for the thug here. And the thug rolls a 9. So the thug is going to go first. So let me... initiative value 8. And initiative value 9. Of course, this changes every round. So the thug is going to go first. He is going to move 1 space, and then he is going to fire his gun at Darren. And this is bad news for Darren because this gunshot could alert the other thugs. Here we go. All right, so this guy has to make an agility check to see if he can shoot the gun. Let's see if it happens. And he rolls a white, so that is going to be a miss. Now it is Darren's turn. And Darren is going to... First thing he's going to do is going to roll for his extra attacks. So he's going to roll typical 6 here. And let's see what he gets. He gets a yellow. So that is actually, he's going to get 3 attacks during this thing, and he desperately needs them. Let's see. He is going to shoot his ice ranged attack. Excellent 20. So he is going to roll excellent 20 as his first attack. He rolls a white, so he misses with his first attack. He's going to try it again. Because why wouldn't you? That is a green on the universal table. It is a green. And so that will hit. And that will hit for 20 points. So this guy is going to have 8 points left. And let's see. What is his... Let's see if that hits... that was an agility, shooting, throwing, and that was a green. So that is just a hit. There's no sort of kill or anything like that. So now Darren has 1 more attack. He is going to try again. Here's the other thing I'll say about Darren, the Ice Maker, is he never tries to kill anybody. So if somebody gets to 0 hit points, he's not gonna kill him. He will pull his punches to just knock them out. So let's see if he can do it again. No, white. He misses. Look at that. All right, so we're going to go back to initiative. And let's see. This will be Darren's roll. Or no, this will be the Gun Thug's roll. And he rolls a 4. And then Darren's roll is going to be a 2. So the Thug gets to go again. So the Thug is going to close space again. He is not doing well, and he's just hoping that by getting closer, his gun firing here will work. And it's a shooting attack. So he is... agility is typical. Let's see if he can hit. And that is a white. He misses again. All right. Darren going to roll for his extra attacks. He's got a typical again for his extra attacks. They're white, so he's just going to get 1 attack, and he better hope that he makes this happen. Again, he's going to use his projectile attacks. This is an excellent 20. It is a white. He misses. Oh, my gosh. Darren is having a little trouble here. So we go back to the top. We roll some initiative. Let's see where Darren rolls. He rolls a 2. That's where he was before. And then let's see what the Thug rolls for his initiative. He rolls a 4. So they roll the same exact things again. And so that will stay the same. And this Thug is going to come up here. Let's see. What is this Thug's fighting? Is a good... you know what? He is going to try. This is going to be a blunt attack. He is going to try and hit Darren because his shooting has not been good. So he is going to try and use a good fighting attack to see if it works. And let's see. That is a green. So that does hit. So that will be... that'll be a green attack. So looking at the universal table here, that is a hit. So there's no slam or stun involved in with that. But our friend Darren is going to lose 10 points. So first damage there for Darren. And it will now be Darren's turn, the Ice Maker. And he is, of course, going to roll for his extra attacks. He gets a green, so that will be 2 attacks. He will get 2 attacks here, and he desperately needs them. So again, he is going to try his ice ranged attack, even though he's standing right next to the guy. So let's see. Ooh, it's a red! It is a red. So that is excellent. 99. That is a red, and that is a shooting. This could be... this could be horrible because on the agility chart, that is a kill. That is for shooting and throwing. That is a kill. So, this guy, he is unconscious after that. So that is going to end the combat. We will... I see this as more of a Saturday morning cartoon. So I'm not going to say he's killed. I'm going to say that he is knocked out. So now, here's the question that I want to know. We have these other thugs here, in here, and did they hear the gunshots? Because there were gunshots. Did the thugs in the warehouse hear the gunshots? I'm going to say it's likely. So... let's see what happens. Ooh, we got an 86. No! They did not hear the gunshots. So it must have been just too loud, or else they think, oh, in this area there's always gunshots. So that is super lucky for our friend Darren. And our friend Darren, he is leaving this unconscious guy here. And he is going to... sneak around. He is going to try and find a way in. I think if he goes over here, he would hear the voices of these guys talking, and he knows that that's where they went in. So I'm actually going to have him come around here to this back entrance as he floats magically. Is this door locked? I am going to say that this is an abandoned warehouse, so I'm going to say it's unlikely, even though those guys are in there. Who knows what these guys are looking for. But I'm going to say it's unlikely, but let's see what happens. Is the door unlocked? Yes. Oh, is the door locked? Yes, it is. All right, so Darren is going to use his ice to try and smash, trying to freeze the lock. I guess he's trying to kind of smash it. So let me look up the material strength here. I'm going to say it's typical. And his ice is excellent. So he's still going to have to make that check because it's 2, but it's not above 2. So he is going to try and use this. I'm going to say only if he gets a white is it not going to work. But let's roll the dice and see. Of course, he gets a white. That door is locked. He's having trouble with it. I'm going to give him one more shot. If this doesn't work, he's going to have to find a different way in. And it's white, so that is really locked. He cannot get in that way. He sees there's another door down here, so he is going to go to this end. Now, this is going to put him into the offices, not a warehouse. And these are, of course, a little bit more, it's an abandoned warehouse. This is a little bit more populated than it should be. Okay, so we're going to see if this door is locked. I am going to say, since the other one is locked, I'm going to say it's likely. Is this outer door locked? So let's see what happens here. Here is the roll. No, it is not locked. Okay, so someone should have opened this, but they did not. So Darren comes in here. I think he realizes he has to sneak out into the warehouse. All right? So he is going to come up here, and when he gets here, he realizes that there are voices coming from this sort of packaging room over here. I'm going to say that he can't see into that. This is just, I mean, there probably is a little window in this door, but he doesn't want to risk going up there because he doesn't know who it is, who is in here, but he can hear 2 voices at least in here. I'm not going to put them on the map right now. We shall see. I am going to see if Darren can sneak across this hallway into the bathroom, and then he knows, or he figures that there'll be an exit out into the warehouse. Okay, so we're going to roll an agility check here to see. He's got the poor agility. This could wind up being very, very bad for him. Let's see what happens here. White. Oof, he fails. So he fails that, and he hears one of the voices, and here goes, "Who's out there? So go check and see." We are going to have a thug. We'll put him right there. We're going to ask a fake question, and we're going to see if Darren was able to make it across, because he did make noise, so they know someone's out there. If he was able to make it all the way across before this thug came out the door. And we'll ask a fake question. Was Darren able to make it across the hallway before the thug came into the hallway? And I am going to say unsure, so 50-50, because it's not that wide of a hallway, and even though he made noise, I think he can do it. Now, the thug will probably, of course, know that he went into the bathroom because he'll see this door moving. But here we go. Let's see what happens Exceptional no. So that's an exceptional no. So not only is he able to make it across, then the exceptional no will be that the thug spots him and says to stop. So I think we are going to enter combat here, and this could be very bad for Darren, considering some things that I know that you might not know. So we're going to enter some combat here. This will be our next encounter. For right now, it'll just be Darren versus the thug. I'm going to say Darren has 2 rounds of combat before whoever is in here comes out into the hallway. So let's roll for some initiative. Here is for the thug. Thug gets a 3, which is ironic because he is thug 3. And this will be for Darren. And Darren rolls a 7, so at least he has the upper hand here. Initiative value 7. All right. So Darren's going to go first. First thing, of course, he is going to do is roll for his extra attacks, which will be typical. Let's see what he gets. He gets a green, so that's 2 attacks. So he is just going right for it. He is going to shoot with his ice cubes. Here is the first one. The first one is a yellow, so that is definitely a hit. Let me look up the table here. So that is actually even a bullseye. And bullseye, the attacker hits the target wherever he wants. There are some limits on it. He doesn't have a gun or anything, so he is going to shoot the thug, and that is going to take away 20 points out of the thug, leaving him with 8. And then Darren has his second attack. He is going to try and knock the thug out. Let's see what happens. That is a green, so that is just a hit. So then he gets hit with 20 again, and that will bring him down to 0. We want effect status. He is unconscious. All right. But there is someone in here who the alarm has been sounded. So Darren has moved 3 spaces. I want to kind of keep this as a reveal, but the other voice who is in here, while Darren moves his 3 spaces into here, moves out in the hallway, but I'm not going to show who that is just yet. So Darren is going to, let's see, he is going to 1, 2, 3 come out here. So he is trying to stay ahead. I am going to say that the person who is in here comes out in here. They wouldn't have walkie-talkies, but these guards are sort of alerted that something is going on. So I'm going to move them all 3 spaces this way because they hear something is happening. And this guard only has a gun right here. These other guys are just unarmed. I'm going to ask if they saw Darren come out the door of the bathroom. So we will ask Mythic that. Did the thugs see Darren come out of the bathroom? And I'm actually going to say it's likely because the person in here raised an alarm of sorts. So let's see what happens. Yes, they did. All right, so they saw Darren come out of the bathroom and hide behind this box of these crates. And so now they are rushing over. So Darren, are we going to enter combat right now? I think we are going to end this episode right here. And we will come back next time with what happens with Darren and who the mysterious person is that is now in this hallway. And these thugs know that Darren is now hiding here. behind the thing. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. A big shout out to my editor, Steven Staver. This is his first time editing this mess, and let me tell you, it was pretty much a mess. But I appreciate Steven and his work, so maybe drop a thank you, Steven, down in the comments. A big shout out to all the Golden Circle channel members, and a big thank you to you for watching this. Be sure to subscribe, be sure to like, and be sure to tune in next time for the Ice Maker Chronicles. Bye, everybody.
You've been listening to Saturday Morning Media. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.